Hello, Aries. Welcome into Don Williams Tarot. Thank you so much for viewing me today. This message is for Sun, Moon, or Rising placements in the sign of Aries. If you have those placements, this message may be for you. However, keep in mind this is a general reading for the collective and everyone associated with Sun, Moon, or Rising in Aries. So take it how it resonates. I would like for you to keep what resonates and leave what doesn't, as I don't want there to be any miscommunications as to what's going on for you in your life. However, if you are interested in doing a deeper dive as to what is going on with you and your particular set of circumstances, I do provide private readings. My information is in the description box below, or you can go to donwilliamstarot.com to find my pricing and availability. Okay, so today I'm going to do a Celtic cross. This message is for the month of June. So it's an overview for the month of June 2024. Okay, I'm going to pull a card from the messages from the universe to start your reading. I'm actually going to do the Celtic cross for you. And as I do those portions of your reading, I will be pulling myself off camera so we can focus on the cards. When I finish reading your tarot portion, I'll pull myself back on camera. I have 5 main themes that I'm going to finish with that are additional information for you or could be clarifiers for your spread. So without any further ado, let's get started. Let me get my glasses and then I'll pull myself off screen. And we are going to get started on your reading. If you are brand new to my channel, you may want to consider subscribing to my channel because then you'll be notified as to when any new content is dropped. And then the other thing that I've just started offering is live readings where I'm going to be choosing either a night or a couple of nights during the week. And then one day during the weekend, either in the morning or early afternoon, where I'm providing live readings, where you can come online with me and you can ask a question in the chat. And I'm just reading those questions from the chat and answering those questions. This is really great for people who only have like a single question. You know, they don't want a full-blown reading. They just want to know a yes or a no, or am I heading in the right direction type of a thing. So I'm starting to offer that as well. So by you subscribing, you'll be notified as to when I am going live. Okay, so Aries, your first message today is bigger and better experiences are coming your way. You may not be able to see it, but great things are coming together for you as you read this. Trust the process. Let it unfold in divine timing. Move forward knowing that all is working out just fine. This is a great message. And it's interesting because I was just saying this to myself this morning. So when I wake up, I do affirmations when I first wake up, unless I've had a dream. If I've had a dream, then I do my dream journal and I try to jot down my dreams. But one of the things that I was saying to myself is no matter what happens today, it's going to be for my best and my highest outcome, because what is not working for me will go away, will move away. And those things that are in alignment with me will come in. And it's kind of that same energy. Beautiful message there for you, Aries. Okay, so I've already shuffled and I've done all this stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay out your cards. And your first card is the 6 of Swords. Second card is the Devil. Let's see how far down I need this to be. 6 of Cups. So you've got sixes going on. Yes, you do. 6, 6, 6. And then you have the Devil. How weird is that? You can't make it up, you guys. Wow. Then we have the King of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Cups. And then we have, okay, and you're all fiery, wandsy energies, right? Yes. Wheel of Fortune. the Tower. This represents your energy. So the major arcanas for you is the Emperor as well as the Tower. So you have the Tower here. This is saying that you are very well represented in your own reading. Seven of Wands, more Wands energy, and then the Queen of Pentacles as your final outcome. Okay, well, you've got some really fiery energy right in the very center of your reading by having this double here. And then the other two is about these sixes, right? So the sixes are really interesting because you have three sixes, and it is what it is. So I'm going to get to that portion of your reading here in just a second, but we're going to start off with the Six of Swords. Now, the Six of Swords is typically my card of moving to calmer shores, meaning some of you have had some difficulties. Some of you have really been through a whole gambit of different things that have really kind of shaken up your life in many different ways. It isn't as though what I'm picking up is that it's a lot for each and every one of you, but every one of you has had various different things within, coming up to this point where you have felt as though you've really been worked over in a way. And so what this is really talking about is moving to calmer shores, right? This woman and her child are leaving everything they know behind because they know that where they're going is going to be better than what they left behind. The swords have to do with our thoughts and the way that we think about things, the way we communicate. And the other thing about this card is this ferryman who's taking them to safety is a nod to you, saying that when you least expect it, people are going to step up for you and going to help you out when you need that. Okay. So it may be a thing where right now you're just feeling as though, knowing you as Aries sign, you're a very strong sign. I married two different Aries men. They were both very strong in their own ways. They're both very set in their own ways. And it was interesting because I'm a Taurus, which is the bull, and I'm very set in my own ways too. But the thing about it is there are times in our lives when we recognize and realize that we do need a helping hand. And I feel as though when that helping hand is needed and you need to reach out and ask for help, that the people around you are going to surprise you as to who shows up and is there for you and who isn't, which is going to speak volumes. Okay. Now, what's crossing over your energy right now is this devil energy. Thing I want you to know about the devil is this is a card of self-sabotage. So the first thing when I saw this as I pulled it over is that some of you may be self-sabotaging yourselves, meaning that, let's say, you will put yourself last, or you will put everything else in front of your true needs, right? Which is kind of a self-sabotaging thing. Or it's a situation, there's a whole bunch of different ways that self-sabotage could come in. But the other thing about the devil card is that it's also a card of negative blocks. Us putting those negative blocks in front of us. Oh, I can't do this because, or if I try to do this, then this always happens. And we're using a past experience to define our current experience. Now, I'm not saying that you don't learn from your past, because you absolutely do, but you also have to recognize that you are no longer that other person, right? You are constantly evolving. You are constantly making improvements. You are constantly working on yourself. And so what I feel is though some of you feel as though you might not deserve things in your life. You might not deserve the best things, or, there is that little bit of doubt there. And so that's the energy that we need to work on for you. The other thing about the devil energy is that this is a card of procrastination. So for those of you who have been wanting to start something different, want to go in a new direction, want to do a different type of a job, want to do something different in your life, You're the only one that can make the changes for you. And that's kind of the energy that I want to bring up here. And then the last thing that I want to say about this devil is that this can also be a card of distraction. So let's say that you have an idea that you want to start a new business, or you want to start something new, or you want to move from where you currently live, but you're thinking that you're limited by your income or your amount of money that you can make. And all I can say is that you really need to broaden your horizons and broaden your perspective on things, because even though it may seem as though things are gloom and doom, and I feel as though you can turn that all around just by changing your perspective on things and believing in yourself, right? Now, the last thing that this card represents, of course, is addiction. So if you have some type of an addiction, it may be time for you to look at that in order for you to be able to move forward, because those addictions, whatever it may be, can prevent you from finding your true happiness and really following your true North Star. So these are energies that are here. Just be aware of them, that they're right here in center stage, right? The other thing that I'm picking up too is that you might be releasing or leaving that situation, right? It could be a thing where you come from a household or a home that was destructive or that was abusive. And if that is your case, I do feel as though you will get the help that you need in order to find safety. There are lots of programs out there. There's a lot of places for women, battered women, to go to be able to find help. You can always go to your local police department, talk to them, ask them what types of programs there are. What would they suggest as a possible avenue for you to pursue if that is your situation? Okay. So now what is in your thoughts is this Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups to me represents nostalgia, looking back in our lifetimes, looking back at simpler times, looking at back when we were children, when things were so much easier, and now things seem to be very difficult. And there is that longing, right? That longing of innocence, that longing of peace, that longing of, gosh, I just remember growing up. I mean, I'm relating my own life here, in that the United States that I live in now is not the United States I lived in growing up. Like, we could go outside at night, and the thing for us was we had to come home when the lights came on, right? So in the summertime, the lights wouldn't come on until 9 o'clock at night. So kids would be outside playing in the streets, playing kick the can, or playing hide and seek, or, telling ghost stories, or whatever it is, that kids would do. Um, and it was just such a much more innocent time back then. It was kind of like our childhood was, you know, far different than the way that we're looking at life now. And I feel as though that's kind of what some of you are doing, as you're looking back to simpler times. The other thing this card does represent, though, is people from your past coming forward. So maybe you're going to a class reunion and you're going to catch up with old college buddies or high school friends, or whatever the case may be, that is coming up as an opportunity for you to, reopen up that fun time way back in the day. And then the other thing this card is representing too is the children in our lives. And this card is saying that it feels as though things in the very center of your reading are very, well, it's kind of a heavy energy, actually, with this devil sitting on top of your chest. Whatever this devil is representing for you. And really what Spirit is saying is you can change a lot of that energy for yourself if you would just allow yourself to tap into your more childlike energies, meaning allowing yourself to have a little bit of fun. If you have an opportunity to do something that's a little bit outside of the norm, I would definitely say go for it, right? If you have an opportunity to meet up with old friends or something, I would say definitely go for it. I feel as though it would be quite inspirational for you. Plus, it will lighten up this heavy feeling that's right here in the center of your reading. Then we have this Six of Pentacles. Now, this is your foundation. So it feels as though many of you are feeling as though you're feeling very generous. You are really recognizing and feeling that gratitude for the things that you have, recognizing that you do have a good life, or you do have a fairly good situation, and you are able to be generous with your money, with your time, with something, right? As you can see, he's giving money to the poor here. It isn't so much that you have to give money. It could be you giving of your time, donating your time in some way. And it just feels as though this is that balance, right? Now, sixes are all about persevering, moving forward, keep going. You're overcoming obstacles of some kind. And you do have these 3 sixes right in a row, as well as that devil sitting on your chest. So I feel as though these sixes are really telling you to really expand your awareness, allow yourself to be a little bit more playful. I think that you would enjoy your life much more. And then also come from that place of gratitude. Now, what is in your immediate past? This could be what you are moving away from, is this King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is the energy of, this guy is very focused on his material security and his wealth. He has spent his life building his financial security. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have a beautiful family life or any of those things, but it feels as though his drive has been about creating his wealth. Now, this could also represent Taurus energy. And of course, this devil energy represents Aries. I do feel as though there is new love coming in for some of you who may be looking for new love. This king could represent a mentor. This could represent a business partner. This could represent someone that you are hiring to do a job for you of some kind. When I think of pentacles, I typically think of wealth managers or those types of things. It could be a thing where you're looking at areas of where you can put your physical security, your physical money, your assets, how you want to do that. Some of you may be even thinking about, putting everything into some type of a trust to leave that legacy for your children, that kind of a thing. But this is all in your immediate past. And then what is coming towards you is this Knight of Cups. So this is your representation of an individual that may be coming in for some of you that represents that true love, that love opportunity. Now, if it's a situation where you are already in a committed relationship, you're not looking for love of any type. This is also talking about move forward towards the things in your life that bring you happiness and bring you joy, that light up your heart, that make you want to get up every day and take on the day. This is an opportunity. It's about taking action, moving forward, because all my nights are about taking action. Stop thinking about things, implement, put things into action. And the cups, of course, are my passive energy for the most part, but nights are all about taking action. So, I would definitely say move forward, make sure that it aligns with your highest and your best, so that you feel as though what you're doing, brings you a lot of inner joy and happiness. Now, as we move up your ladder, we start off with the Wheel of Fortune. This is a beautiful card. And I feel as though this is a nod right here. So typically, if this is aligned this way, which I kind of moved it to the side to work around my cards to get everything on view here, typically these cards go directly up and down, right? But my cards are too big and my window is too little, so I'm trying to make do. But if you were to look at how things are progressing for you, right, you can look at this Six of Cups to the Knight of Cups to this Wheel of Fortune. So it's one of those areas that is really saying that good things are coming towards you. This right here is the Wheel of Fortune, which is about your destiny, your fate. This is energy that is on your behalf. This is saying that for those things that you're moving away from that are no longer serving you because you feel as though you need peace, you need to be secure, you need to move away from those choppy waters. This is basically saying that your wish is being granted and that energy is coming in for you. That what you are seeking, the energy that you're looking for is definitely coming in, and that this is going to be your lucky break. I would also suggest, as this is another major arcana, this is your second major arcana in the reading so far, is that whatever is coming in that is going to really project you forward for this future card, I would say be ready, because when things happen, they're going to happen quickly. Okay. Your next card, which represents your closest relationships, is represented by you. This is the Tower card. I don't feel as though this is representing that everything is falling to the ground. I just do feel that this is representing you and your energy. It could be that you're just focusing on your needs right now, and you know what? That's perfectly okay. For the month of June, if you just need to focus on you, that's what I would do, if that's what you feel drawn to do. The Tower is also one of those cards that is saying that any of the things that you are breaking down in your life, so that you can rebuild, to start over, or to rebuild with a stronger foundation, I feel as though this is your energy. You know how to do that comfortably without getting burned, right, by the fire, without having to fall onto the ground and crack your head open. I feel that you know how to work this energy very easily for yourself. And I think that you recognize as you're going down a path, whether or not that is the right path for you. And you can self-correct. And that's kind of what I feel for this energy for you today. Okay, your next card has to do with your future feelings about things. And you may be feeling as though you really want to stand up for yourself. Now, Aries, I know from the experience that I've had with the Aries in my life, many times they don't have a problem sticking up for themselves. They don't have a problem standing in their power, or standing up for their beliefs, or any of those things. Now, the thing that I am going to say about this card is it does feel as though you are on top of your mountain here, and it does feel as though you want to defend your space. But at the same time, this is energy, which is action energy because of the wands here. And the 7 does represent building confidence, gaining experience of some kind. So even though you may feel as though you're very strong at sticking up for yourself, I feel that there's something's going to come in, and this is going to have a slight different flavor for you this month. It's going to be a little bit more of a revelation as to what this is representing for you. It'll be something different for all of you. Your final outcome here is the Queen of Pentacles. Now, you do have the King here, and these are two divine counterparts. And as you can see, they both have that beautiful yellow background. So there is love here. I don't know if this is representing you and your significant other. It doesn't matter which way, right? This could be you and your significant other working towards building your financial success. But this outcome has to do with this queen. This is my healing queen. She is quite affluent as well. So some of you that are maybe moving into new relationships, because if you look at the 6 of Pentacles, it goes up to this Knight of Cups, up to, right, this Queen of Pentacles. This could be somebody that's coming in for you. Now, it doesn't matter what gender you are that is listening to this reading. It represents the court cards represents the energy of the card. And while she's very focused on making her own money, she's very fertile. She has this bunny here, which represents fertility. So just be aware that yourself or your significant other is quite fertile at this time. So if you are thinking about starting a family, now would be the time to do it. The other thing about this queen is she is very independent. She's a very independent queen. She doesn't necessarily need to have the masculine side, although she does embrace and look forward to having a beautiful home and a beautiful family life. Does she need it? So the word here is need. No, she doesn't need it. But would it be an enhancement? Yes, it would. She looks at things in those ways. And so I feel as though I needed to be very succinct with my wording, because it isn't so much that a person absolutely needs you in their life. It's because they choose to have you in your life, right? They choose to be your queen if you're a male. They choose to be your king if you are a female. So whatever this is representing, money is coming in, wealth is being built, big changes are coming in for the future. Now, the last thing that I am going to mention about this Wheel of Fortune card, and I don't see it anywhere else, but there is the potential of a move for some of you. And it would be a move for potentially a job, or maybe because you are in a relationship and now you've decided that you're going to take it to the next level and you're going to move in together, a situation like that, because your knight is inviting you into their home, right? So I feel as though that is an option as well that I'm seeing. Is there any other messages, please, Spirit, for Aries? No. Okay. Overall, it looks pretty darn good here, Aries. Changes are definitely coming. Now, the only place where I see that you have this hang up is with this devil energy. And that devil energy is that representation of self-doubt, procrastination, distractions. Distractions could be a good one. Procrastination is a big one. I admit I procrastinate, and as I'm procrastinating, I'm like beating up on myself because I'm procrastinating, knowing that I'm procrastinating because I don't want to start that project, because if I start that project, that means that I'm going to just sink myself into it, right? And lose myself into the project. But it represents something different for all of you. So just be aware of that energy there. Okay. So, and the addiction part. It may be that some of you might have to go to AA meetings or something if it is a true addiction that is drug induced or alcohol or whatever it may be. Okay, so just be aware of that energy. Okay, so we're going to pull the last 5 cards for you. If you've made it this far and you have not already done so, please click the like button. Thank you. First card is Axe. So there are some forces working against you. Yeah, and I feel like it's tied up with the devil, right? Those forces would be working against you. It's that sabotaging energy. And I know that you can overcome that because Aries has this very strong will, very strong, passionate, creative, dynamic. I could go on and on about all of my Aries because Aries are just amazing folks. But I do feel as though the forces working against you is associated with this devil energy. Now, this could also be people around you. It might not be your energy, but it could be the people that you may be hanging around with that are not for your highest and best. So that is another option as well. Keep that in mind. Your next card is the Broom, a new home and a new attitude. And I was mentioning that with that Wheel of Fortune that some of you might be moving home, right? So that is going to resonate for some of you. Dragon, beware of self-delusion. Ooh, that's some more devil energy right there. Peacock, and beware of great pride. I don't know about you, this card is talking about great pride and like all of that. There is something about, being able to spread your feathers, right? Like the way the peacock does. They look beautiful. And it's kind of like if I had those tail feathers, I'd probably shake my tail feathers too, because it's kind of one of those things is like, oh, look at me. But at the same time, most people don't have those beautiful tail feathers. So I think there is a right place to be able to strut your stuff and be recognized for that. And I feel like it all has to do with the intention behind it. Your last card is Owl, which is good advice from a wise person. No suggestions right here. Oh, God, cracking myself up here. Okay, so that's what I had for you for the month of June. Overall, it looks really good. It does look as though you're going to be defending yourself in some situations. Big changes are coming in with this Wheel of Fortune. This Wheel of Fortune can be a very fast moving wheel, or it can be a slow moving wheel. The thing is you try to want to find your balance within that, right? I do feel as though the Queen of Pentacles is just telling you to own your majesty, own your ability to be able to create and manifest, and also to be aware that you're very fertile. And fertile could represent children, babies, family, but it also could represent ideas, new projects, new direction, right? So fertility does mean a lot more than just being fertile, making children. Keep that in mind. Okay, so that's what I have. I wish you a really wonderful month, and I hope that all things magical happen for you. And until next time, take very good care of you and enjoy your June.